welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa Coleman and today I'm gonna give you guys a story time. I know it's been a really long time since I've given you a story and there's really no excuse for it besides the fact that I'm lazy. If you like me, if you like my channel, if you missed me, watch 30 seconds of this video, mute me, and like my video. Subscribe. I'm back, bitches. Alright, let's begin. So, a few months back, I went on a float trip in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. As you all know, I live in Kansas. Missouri's the next state over. And my friend, Gus and Chloe, who was in the makeup video, invited me to go to like their sister's memorial float trip. I have never been on a float trip before. At the ripe age of 23, I have never been on a float trip. So, I bring my 12-pack of Truly lemonades and I say, let's float. We're all in our own single kayaks, not like floaties or like floats. We're in kayaks, like, so we have to paddle sometimes, which was very interesting when you're very intoxicated. And so I'm pacing myself. As a responsible adult, I'm pacing myself. The problem with me is when I drink, there's no like, oh, you know, like I'm feeling a little drunk, a little tipsy, like feeling good, feeling ourselves, whoop, like there it goes. No, it's like, I feel fine, I'm completely sober, and then I wake up the next day and I'm like, what happened? This was one of those days. So, we're floating along or whatever, I'm like 6 Trulies deep, you know, not that bad. And these random people were giving me like little shots. Kind of tastes like Rumple Mints, which tastes like Christmas and hell at the same time. And they were giving me these little shots and I was like, oh, these are cute. Like, I'll take some of these. They taste like nothing. I had a few of those and I like dock myself in like the beach, you know, like how you can pull your kayak up and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So I'm sitting back and everyone's like, we're gonna go jump off this cliff over here. And I'm like, you know, I'll pass. Like, I don't really want to jump off a cliff right now. I'm gonna sit here and drink in the sun, get my tan on. I don't know how much we had left of like the trip, of the float trip, but I would assume not that much. I'm trying to remember, guys, like seriously trying to remember the time of events that happened. Alright, so next, we come to the end. I'm feeling myself. You know? Anyway, I'm feeling myself and I paddle in my kayak. I'm like, ooh, paddling. And I'm like the first one docked to like return my kayak. So I pushed my kayak and I'm like, whatever, let's go. Like I'm ready, like hammered, probably hammered. And I am standing around. I'm like waiting. Everyone else is like putting their kayaks away and like giving their paddles to people and like collecting all their things. Like I have my cooler in one hand, my phone in the other, and I'm just standing here and I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of the way because I know I'm a little tipsy and I probably shouldn't stand in everyone's way. So there's a line of buses, yellow school buses that all look the same. I assumed these yellow buses were gonna drop me off at the hotel. So I said, you know what, I'm getting out of the way. Let me get on the first bus I see. So I get on the bus and I sit down. I'm waiting, look at my phone. I realize I don't have any service, so I'm like, whatever, I don't need to be on my phone. And then I'm like, my boyfriend's gonna come and like Gus and Chloe and all them, like they're gonna come on the bus. And then out of nowhere, the bus starts. And then the bus starts going. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine, we're fine, it's fine. So the bus starts going and I'm by myself and I didn't know this because I just assumed, I didn't know everyone that came on this float trip besides, you know, Gus, Chloe's mom, the people that I know because they're my friends. I just assumed other people from our little group were on the bus with me. You know, they're gonna drop us off, it's fine. So I soon realized that I am very drunk and what do? I get another freaking Truly out of my cooler and I'm like, let's rally. So I'm drinking a Truly on the bus by myself in the back. All these people start talking to me. They're like, where are you from? Like, who do you know? They soon realize that I should not be on that bus because I'm not staying at the hotel they're staying at. So as they're rolling along and I'm telling people I live in Kansas City, I feel very sick because I'm hammered. So I had my beach towel and my cooler. And I'm against the bus window like this. And I get my towel. And I'm like, I'm gonna puke. So I go, and I cover it with my towel. So I fold my towel on top of itself. I soon realize after I puke, I feel much better. It's time for a nap. So I go to sleep with my head against the bus freaking glass window as it's like in the middle of Missouri going on a freaking dirt road. So my head's like getting beat up. So I'm sleeping. While I am sleeping, Gus, Chloe, Ryan, and this girl that we were with named Kayleen didn't know where I went. They soon realized, you know, they're back at the kayak place. They realized that I'm not there. Gus thinks that I kept floating down the river by myself and that I didn't end up getting off where we were supposed to. Ryan thinks that someone stole me. You know, like I could have been kidnapped, I could have been drowning in the river, I could have been cooling by myself somewhere, you know? So they're all freaking out and they're like, we don't know where Alyssa is. And this like little 10-year-old girl that was with us, she was like, oh wait, I saw her. She got on a bus by herself. And everyone there's like, no, she didn't. Like, there's no way she got on a bus by herself. She was right. She was right. So they go back to our lodge.
So we lost Alyssa. We're not sure where the boys went. We think they went to go find Alyssa. So we lost Alyssa, and we're not sure where everyone went.
To find Alyssa.
We literally lost her at the very end. She was with us the whole time. Now she's gone. We don't know where she's at. So
I'm on the bus currently sleeping. They all go back to the lodge that we were staying at, and none of us have service because we're in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. And so Gus, Ryan, and Chloe, and Kayleen, they all go to the front desk. They're like, listen, like we need to know like different kayak rentals. Like we need to figure out like where Alyssa is because she got on the wrong bus. So you know how like buses have like their little walkie-talkies and like their intercom systems so they can like talk to each other like over, yep. Yeah, so they're like, okay, this girl's missing. And so they're like, we got you. Like, we will contact the bus services. And they do. And they're like, is Alyssa Coleman on this bus? And, you know, like, obviously I'm not on that bus. And like, no, we don't see her. Like, is there an Alyssa Coleman on this bus? And people are like, no, like, there's not. My bus, they're like, Alyssa Coleman? Is there a Alyssa Coleman? This is me currently. I don't answer. How do I answer? I'm sleeping. So Ryan and Gus start freaking out because they don't know where I am. So I wake up and I realize that everyone's off the bus, and the bus is stopped because we're back at the kayak rental place. And this little old man, he's probably like, I don't know, 70 years old, comes down the aisle and he's like, excuse me, ma'am, are you Alyssa Coleman? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. With my puke towel. And he's like, you're not at the right place. You're gonna have to get off the bus, sweetie. So I look around and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not at the right place. So I get my cooler, because my half drink Truly I threw back in there. All my ice in my cooler melted, so it was full of water. So I pick up my cooler and it's so heavy, and I grab my puke towel and I hold it with my hands. And I walk down the, you know, the bus aisle. And then, you know, like bus stairs are not like, you know, stairs, 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 stairs. They're like stairs. I forgot how to walk. So I step on a stair and then I just fall straight into the concrete. Yeah, I had bruises all over my body. And they're like, don't worry, like we got contact, like they're coming to pick you up. And so they get me like a lawn chair and I'm sitting outside at this like random kayak place with like these random men. And I'm like, do you all have a beer? Like, y'all got some drinks? And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, it's fine. I have one for myself. And I open another Truly. And they're like, you know, people are coming to get you. I didn't realize like how much time had passed because I was an hour and a half away. from the lodge that we were staying at in the middle of Missouri, because that's where it took me. I still had no service, so I didn't talk to anyone at this time because I couldn't. And so I get back and they're already ready to have dinner, because they were having their family dinner kind of thing at the restaurant, and I run in and there's a video of me trying to explain myself when I come back. We found her!
She's alive.
You know, I'm and the guy's like talking, all these people are partying, and I'm just like throwing up in my towel because I was so apparently. And so I'm the last one on the bus, and the guy goes, "Well, honey, we're not going to Echo Bluff, so we need to get off." And I'm like throwing up in the towel.
Holy shit, dude.
And I get off the bus, and I'm like,
With your
and I sit down, and I'm like, alright, I'll wait for my friends. And so yeah, apparently I was drunk. So I changed really quickly. I put on a nice dress. I, undo my hair and try to make it all cute and go to dinner. And everyone was like, "We thought you died." I did not die, but it was really fun. I enjoyed myself. I went to sleep that night at 8 p.m. And I just have learned that for the next float trip that we go on, because they do it every year, the next one that I go on, I will be sober. We're gonna try. Alright, well, that was my story about how I lost myself in the middle of Missouri. If you liked this video, if you liked me, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I love all of you.